Hello, I am Serafina, and this is WTF Pop Culture, or What the Fuck Pop Culture, however you would like to say it. But I am that chick who's obsessed with celebrities and their lives and loves a good WTF moment that really makes you scratch your head. I can't be the only one, right? So, without any further ado, without wasting any more time, let's get into it. Let's see what the fuck is going on here. Hi, what is up? Yes, I am Serafina, and if you didn't catch that, this is WTF Pop Culture, or What the Fuck Pop Culture, however you want to say it. But this week, you know what I'm thinking? What I'm thinking of doing is breaking up the month where I have 1 week where it's like my Roman Empire is like the main thing, a Bravo week, and then the last week I think we're gonna do birthdays and death anniversaries. Yeah, I'm playing around with that idea. If you're into that, leave a comment somewhere on the podcast, or even follow the Instagram and the TikTok. Let's go hang out over there. Engage with me over there. I will definitely respond. I will see you. But I need a third week. I need something in the middle. So, if you have an idea, drop it. So we're gonna make this second week Bravo week, right? And who said it? No one else could say it better than Denise Richards. Roll the tape.
Stop. Bravo.
Yes, I had to. And so let's face it, every time that I'm going to be posting Bravo, I will have that somewhere in the episode because it is that iconic. All right, so I really felt like it was appropriate to talk about Bravo this week because, one, we're officially done with the RHONY, Real Housewives of New York reboot. So I have a full opinion of all the girls of the new cast. Like no one from the old cast is on it. We will get into that drama. We will get into why that came to be, and all of. But this past weekend was BRAVOCon. Yes, BRAVOCon was in Vegas this year instead of New York, which was kind of cool. And I believe it was at the Paris Theater, at the Paris Hotel. So that very schmancy fun. I think it was there because Vanderpump's restaurant was there. So that makes complete sense. So y'all know how I like to do these episodes where I have like celebrity news in the beginning. Instead of celebrity news this time, I'm thinking of doing a recap on BRAVOCon, and I cannot say that I took the credit for this part because really I got it from Brands by Bravo. If you follow Brands by Bravo, then you've already seen their highlights. But honestly, I'm going to use their highlights, but I'm not using every single highlight. I'm using only the shows I talk about. Okay, so I'm not talking about Summer House. I'm not talking about Southern Charm, Vanderpump Rules. We're talking a few Real Housewives franchise, Below Deck. Yeah. So, okay. If you want me to start talking about the other shows that I don't watch, then yeah, you've got to convince me with the comments. Convince me, get into my DMs, and convince me something, okay? But you know what? I am watching Winter House, but it's only because the Toms from Vanderpump Rules are on it, and I'm just curious because if y'all know that they filmed that like a week after Scandal dropped, so I feel like it's worth the TV. It's worth the freaking TV, if you ask me. So, all right. So let's just get into it. Why we're not wasting time, okay? So let's get into the highlights of BRAVOCon Day 1, and this is brought to you by Brands by Bravo. This is their highlights, and if you are watching this on the YouTube, you will see the screenshot of their highlights on the screen. So if not, and if you're listening and you're listening to this in the car, pay attention to the road, all the things. If you're if you're cooking, pay attention to where the knife is, okay? All right, day 1. All right, so this is very exciting, and this feels like it's a birthday gift. For those who don't know, my birthday's in January 6th to be exact. Vanderpump Rules is coming back in January. Oh yes, that makes me excited. Yes. But I'm really where are they gonna go after Scandival? Where can they go after Scandival? Except to fucking heal, okay? I know I'm trying not to cuss. Let's face this. This isn't a kid show. All right, and then second highlight is Andy. Andy was asked about Bethany's reality reckoning. Okay, for those who don't know about the reality reckoning, that Bethany Frankel. Okay, little backstory. I'm just trying to just give you the bullet points. Bethany Frankel, she was on the original Housewives of New York. Yeah, and let's face it, that show basically made her famous, even though she had her own little skinny girl business before and she was trying to get that all together. She was still like a nobody somebody. Like she wasn't a hey buddy, but you know what I mean. She wasn't anyone big and special until the show. Okay, so and now in the last year or so, she's on this reality reckoning, like wrecking ball situation where she just wants to go after Bravo, after reality shows. Good example is her first interview with the reality reckoning, and she brought Rachel from Vanderpump Rules, and basically that interview was like, well, Tom Sandoval and Raquel brought all this drama, all this attention to the show, brought the ratings up. The Sandoval, it blew up for Vanderpump Rules. It saved the show, according to them, right? But they're not going to get paid for that, according to Raquel or Rachel in that interview. She did say like, oh yeah, you don't get paid. You get paid for your performance of the previous season when you're about to start the new season, when you go and you sign the contract. Okay, she was going to get paid for it anyway, in my eyes. But anyways, but that was the big deal. That's the big deal with this reality reckoning. Like, you could bring in the ratings, you can bring in the drama, all of this, bring in the cash flow. But yeah, they don't pay you well enough. And like, you're basically their puppets is what Bethany's trying to get at. So this is what Andy said. I live in the joy that these shows bring people, and it was a factually incorrect rehash. All right, I will definitely find the clip. We will put the clip here. But the rehash, yeah, Bethany's not gonna win. Bethany is not going to win. I am sorry. Like, I'm an intuitive bitch, okay? It's not gonna happen. Like, whatever she's trying, it's not gonna happen, okay? And she even asked a few people, and I'm gonna talk about that when I get to those highlights, but holy schmoly. All right, the next one is the Jersey women are no longer pretending to like each other. Okay, well, thank God, because literally, I'm about to give up on New Jersey. I gave up on New Jersey. So sorry about that. I gave up on Jersey when the Manzos left, especially Caroline Manzo. When she left, I was like, what's the point? Like, they're not, the voice of reasoning is not on the show anymore. Ugh. And so I stopped because I really could not watch Teresa and Melissa go at it. I can't, right? And then this past season that just aired a few months ago, I'm like, you know what? I'll start watching it. Why not? Yeah, I'm kind of bored, right? And they're still fucking fighting. Melissa and Teresa are fucking fighting. And I'm sorry, but one of those families, one of the Gorgas or the Judice, oh, she's not a Judice anymore, but you know what I mean. One of them needs to leave the show because it's too fucking toxic. New Jersey is fucking toxic, and I know the New Jersey fans might come after me for that comment, but you know it's true. It is freaking true. Okay? But, good, they're not pretending to like each other. Thank goodness, like, give us some authentic Jerseyness then. Come on. All right? Next one is, Peacock will always air the uncensored reunions. Let the F-bombs drop. Yes, which means all the reunions now will be uncensored. I am so freaking excited. But also, okay. I do not have cable anymore. I watch all of my Bravo off of Peacock. So I'm a Peacock Bravo watcher. And I have noticed that they will show the Real Housewives, well, especially with the OC, and I loved it. You know, when they add the extra clips of the last week's episode right before this week's episode happens, they will air that episode. And I love that. They need to do that with all the rest. Honestly, they need to. And then they started dropping the uncensored version, like no bleeps for the F-bombs and just going ham. I'm freaking excited for that. I really am. Yes. That is what Peacock is for. That is what Peacock is for. Thank you very much. Okay, next thing is Daisy and Colin from Below Deck Selling Yacht are not friends. If you've been watching Below Deck Selling Yacht, you know Destiny. Daisy, the chief stew, hooked up with the electrician or the mechanic on the boat, Colin, and she fucked up. In my opinion, she fucked up. If you want me to start talking about more Below Deck content, please drop it in the comments. Please let your voice be known so I'm not, because I feel like I'm the only one who really watches Below Deck. And yeah, it's been getting boring, but I've been watching it since the beginning. Hello, my original boat daddy will always forever be Captain Lee. Okay, forever. But let's just face it, Captain Jason is taking a really good second, and we're going to get to that moment in a minute. All right, so here's another thing that I'm definitely want to talk about. Give me a minute to wet my whistle. So when the Vanderpump Rules panel, that is on Peacock. I watched it, and obviously they did a lot of editing. They did a lot of volume editing, so you really didn't get to hear a lot of the boos and a lot of the cheers, but you did hear some. So you definitely heard the difference where Ariana would get gigantic cheers, like yeah, and then every time Scandival would talk or just do anything, he would get massive boos. And Lala was like, this is getting old, and I'm sorry, I agree with Lala. Can we all just fucking get over it already? Get over it. It has been 10 months? So get over it. At this point, this energy of us of people booing Sandoval is just making this even bigger. It's already dead. It's already died. Ariana's already moved on. Tom has already moved on. Rachel has already moved on. Okay? So, for those who want to be out there booing Tom Sandoval, move on. Okay? There, I said it. Not saying that Tom Sandoval, what he did was right. I'm not saying that. I am not here standing up for him in that regard by any means, but he is a freaking human, okay? And we all need to move on and stop with the boos, okay? Do we not love Bravo? Do we not love Vanderpump Rules? So move on. We're all gonna watch season 11 like it's crack, okay? All right. Also, Sandwich Shop is coming soon. Right now, it's a bunch of boring logistics, a bunch of paperwork, a bunch of permits. West Hollywood is not kind with that kind of stuff, basically. So, yeah. And being an LA native, it's true. It is true. So, yeah. All right. And then, what I'm talking about with Jason Lee said that he would hook up with Lala on day one. So, whew. Whew. that was exciting. Okay, now then day 2, Andy said that he would love to reconnect with Nene, which is really, really fun. They had a falling out. Then night 2, Lala said that she was with Captain Jason on night 1, which is like, oh, okay. Y'all remember last year when Ashley Derby and Luke from, I guess, Summer House or Winter, I don't even know what of those houses he's coming from, but I guess they hooked up. I guess they were a situationship, a relationship, who really knows, except for them, last year because of BravoCon. And I kept thinking, oh my God, may Captain Jason and Lala have a longer run and a better run than Ashley and Luke. And I love Ashley. I really do, because she commented on one of the TikToks that I like duetted with her, because yeah. So leave it in the comments. Leave it in the comments about how you feel about Jason Lee and Lala about the possibility of hooking up. Imagine Jason Lee being Ocean's stepdaddy. There is a meme out there that I am hopefully going to post right here and have, but it's like, imagine going from Randall Emmett to this, to Jason, to Captain Jason, and it's like, oh yes, oh yes. All right, and then apparently Sheena hung out with Scandival. Apparently there was a little bit of drama about this. Like, James was trying to say that Lala was hanging out with Scandival in the hotel, but really it was Sheena. I'll find a clip. We'll clip it here. We'll watch it. Yeah, and so, okay, then Gertie is cancer-free. Hell yeah. And Gertie's my birthday twin. She's January 6th like me. So, you know, I'm very happy about that. That makes me very, very happy. And hallelujah, Gertie. All right, then Lisa Barlow and Dorit had a awkward moment. We're going to find that. Oh, yes, we are going to find that. Robin got booed at the Potomac panel when she was talking about Juan's issues. I just watched the season premiere of Potomac, and Juan's a fucking liar. I'm sorry. Like, you can see it. And Robin is blind. Drop your comments in that one. All right. And then apparently Chanel yelled at Tamara for talking crap about her cousin Uba. And Uba is one of the new RHONY cast members. So, yeah, I don't think they're really cousins, but I think they're both from the same country. So, yeah. All right. And then day 3, the last day, is Kyle did finally admit out loud in public that her and Mauricio are getting divorced. They are divorced. So there's that. Also, Bet It All on the Blonde will be a special about Erica Jane's Vegas show. So I'm actually very excited about that. And this is going to be a very controversial comment, but you know what? Go with it. Here we are. I like Erica Jane. I've always liked Erica Jane, and I don't think Erica Jane knew about the money. Okay, I don't think she truly knew. All she knew is that her husband was a lawyer, and she was given money and to have fun. And I'm sorry, as a female, if you were given a credit card and said, "Don't worry about it, go have fun," would you not have fun? You know. So I feel like she got lied to. Okay, so that is controversial. Give it to me in the comments if you want. But I like Erica Jane, and I want to see her win. And I'm actually very excited about this Vegas show because I think it's really good for her. I think it's a really good yes ma'am. Also, now, since we're talking about RHONY, we're talking about Real Housewives of New York. Remember how there was talks about the Legacy cast where they were going to have all of the original girls like come together for something? Well, it's going to be an Ultimate Girls Trip situation, and that is going to premiere December 14th on Peacock. So, yeah, I saw, you know what, I'm going to find the trailer, and we're going to post it here. So, here's the trailer. So yeah, Kelly's back and Kristen's back. Ugh. Right? So, ugh. I'm like, okay, all right, but like they are part of the original cast, so it makes sense. But let's bring it. I'm actually really excited about that. I'm just gonna talk about it here. We will talk about it. I might wait because Ultimate Girls Trip is usually like 4 or 5 episodes, so I might just wait until I watch all 5 episodes, like I did with this new season of Real Housewives, before I give like a true opinion. So stay tuned for that. Also, Bethany tried to get Kelly Bononsum. If you know Kelly, I cannot say her last name, so I'm not going to try to butcher it. On her podcast, and she said nope. So apparently she wanted to be Miss Fake Bethany and be like, oh, let's make up and let's get ratings like I got with Jill. And it did not work. And honestly, that is the first thing that Kelly has done that I have liked, because I'm not a big Kelly fan. I'm not of her. And she's a wackadoodle, but she has respect, and I will give her that. All right, next thing is apparently Kyle and Giselle Garcelle from Beverly Hills had a really spicy interaction in guarding like stuff that's coming up on this season. So there's that. Also, Jennifer Aiden and Teresa get mad at a fan and basically fat shamed them, which is like and basically it was like the question, it had something to do with Jen crawling up Teresa's ass. So it was like ridiculous, like truly ridiculous, and all of that. And one of my favorite moments, and it's about Brynn, who is in the Real Housewife of New York reboot, and we're going to transition after this, is she was going down the escalator from one of the panels, and her poor Louboutins got stuck. And it was like the freaking Wicked Witch of the West. It was comical. But she also made a comment I saw somewhere that she goes, you know what? This really gives you a like really good, like, those shoes are built to last. Those shoes are really built to last. Because look, they got stuck. The way they got stuck. She was coming down the escalator and the heel got caught under the bottom. And she obviously had to take off her shoe, and it like they both flung open and the escalator stopped. And because they were red, it reminded me of the Wicked Witch of the West getting with the house getting dropped and all of the ruby slippers. It was very reminiscent. Like, but it was a good, cute moment. Okay, so I need to get this out of me. We're gonna just transition into the new reboot of New York, Real Housewives of New York. We are going to get into it. But why was there a reboot in the first place? Why fix something that quote unquote is not broken? Well, you can thank Ramona, but possibly Sonia. If you saw their last season, which was season 9 technically. Their mouths were so bad. Ramona the most. I'm trying to say this in the most classy way, but she reminded me of my grandmother. At a certain age, my grandma would just get real, like, quote unquote sassy towards a certain race, and it's because of where we lived. It was just so bad. It got to the point where we couldn't take her outside for a while, or she had to stay in the car because she would just spit it out. And it's like, Grandma, you can't say that, right? It was very reminiscent, like especially with Sonia and Ramona, but Ramona was really, really bad. And the fact that we had a new cast member already on that show, Ebony, and she was a black woman, there was a few, I'm pretty sure, I believe, and I should have read the article before this, but apparently Ramona did drop the N-word and that got a lot of things up and moving and reshooken up. So now that is why we have a cast. Okay? We have a new cast. And I have to say, at first, I was kind of like, why? Like, yeah, get Ramona and like get a few people out, but I like Luann. I like, who else was there? Luann and Sonia are my favorites. I'm like, I ain't gonna lie. Yes, I loved Lake Crappy. Or Cappy, or whatever it was. But anyway, okay. I was kind of like, ugh. And then like it took the first episode, I was like, oh, yes, we did need a reboot. We did need this freshness. All right. And to be honest with you, I think they could, possibly do a reboot on New Jersey. Like, that is what I'm trying to manifest for Bravo right now. Like, let's get a whole new cast for Jersey. And then I'll come back and they can have my rating. They can have my view, which will help their ratings for New Jersey. Okay? Like, we don't want to see Judas and Gorga anymore. I don't. Okay? So, so how I'm going to break this down, because I'm not going to break down the whole season. Like, you can all watch that on Peacock. Plug in Peacock, that I'm not even getting paid to plug. Not yet. But anyway, go ahead and watch that on Peacock, or maybe it's on demand on your cable channels, whatever, you know. So I might talk a little bit. There are going to be moments when I talk about certain people that I will bring up, but overall, I'm going to tell you what they do, if they're married, not married, all of that, and then I'm just going to give you my opinion of them, like what I thought of them truly, and if I liked them, if I did, like, if there was a smash or a pass. So I guess we'll play smash or pass. No, we're not. But basically, I will tell you, yay or nay, basically. So, all right, first one up is I was gonna say Sylvia, but it's not. Silva. Sai. Been married to David since 2009, Brooklyn native, content creator, fashionista, 2 kids, a daughter and a son. The daughter's name is London and the son's name is Rio. Okay, what I think of Sai. I love her, but she's a shitster, and yeah. Okay, I love her. I love that she's a content creator. I love the kids' names are like cities in the world and all of that. But what I loved is she was super raw. She told us how she grew up. She told us what it was like to grow up with her mom. And she was dealing with mourning the death of her mother, I believe, during filming or right after filming or something like that, because I saw them talk about it on the reunion, if not I think on the reunion. But she was going through that after like growing up and having a really hard time with her mom, right? And she just in general was like that person who was always working, always hustling, because she would like, because she didn't have any money, she was poor. So I like that about her. She has that hustler vibe. She has that go-getter, and her fashion does not suck. I would love to wear some of her clothes. Like some of the coats that she had, some of the trenches, I was like, oh, I'm not a trench girl, but I might be now. Thank you to Sai. All right. And then Uba Hassan, Somalian model. Oh, that is okay. Chanel Ayan from Dubai of Housewives and Uba. I don't think they're like blood related, but they're Somalian. Okay. She's also a therapist. I just said that horribly. And a hot sauce creator. She was very interesting. She was a very interesting character. She definitely brought the drama. There was a moment between her and Aaron because of sunglasses and a cell phone. Go watch it on one of the cast trips in that season. She even walked into a restaurant and stole a pan out of their pantry. I think it was like coconut milk or something. Because it's so hard to find this, and it's the good brand. You like I can't find this. I think it was coconut water of some kind. That was funny, but like I would have just kept it in her pocket and not said anything about it. But it was on camera, so I guess they know now. I think she gave it back because the girls gave her shit. But that was funny. Like she's a funny girl, and she is one of the single girls. But at the end of the show, or at the end of the season, she's like apparently hooked up with some rich like CEO man, right? So hey, hopefully next season we'll see more of that. All right, Erin Dana Leachy, who is a Douglas Elliman realtor, also interior designer, and owns her own firm called Homegirl. Also, her parents are realtors. If I remember correctly, she said that her mother sold Rockefeller Center, right? So, hey, when it comes to real estate and all of that, like she definitely, and she even worked, I believe she worked under Frederick. If you watch $1 Million Listing, which I don't think they're gonna bring back anymore. I think that officially got canned, which makes me really sad because that was another show that I loved. Maybe they're rebooting it. Maybe that would be cool. But anyway, okay. So what was I saying? I digress. But at least it was so Bravo related. Okay, so, and she's married to, I did not write his name. That was adorable, Sarah. But she is married, and we do see their vow renewal, and you know the mess of the vow renewal with, if you watched it, you know. So she is Jewish. I'm trying to say this with all the class. Like my dad was Jewish, so I feel like I could kind of say it and get away with it. But she was very much a Jewish princess, but a hardworking Jewish princess that I'm like, okay, yeah, respect. But what I love right now with everything that's going on in Israel, she is posting. Like she is like, no, I'm standing up for my community, and she's doing stuff in regards of that. So I appreciate that. You know, but I overall liked her. I overall liked Erin. I liked the seriousness of her, and I kind of liked it because she's very serious, but every once in a while she would drop a sex joke, and you're like, you know what? Huh? You know, so I liked that about her. I did, but she's also another girl who cannot keep her mouth shut. Yeah, so she definitely brought the drama there. Then there's Jenna motherfucking Lyons. I cannot say her full name without adding the motherfucker in there. I can't. She's my favorite. She is my favorite new cast member, is Jenna Lyons. Okay, and little side note, for those who don't know, I'm teaching myself to read tarot, and I read tarot on YouTube and TikTok. I have my own little channels for that. And my deck that I just bought myself is like an all-woman's deck, right? But tell me why the King of Swords looks like Jenna motherfucking Lyons. And I'm going to show you, like, for people on YouTube, you'll see it. Does that not look like Jenna? Like, the regalness, the glasses alone, and doesn't it, like, that whole thing, it just seems very Jenna Lyons. Like, didn't her New York apartment have, like, high windows and chicness, right? But it's so funny. So now when I read it, and it's so funny because for those who don't know, King of Swords, it means discipline, authority, strictness, high standards, right? But when you hear those, it's like, oh my God, that really is Jenna Lyons. So she's very disciplined. She's very regal. She's very like, she doesn't let loose like a normal girl, okay? That's for sure. She's very observed, but she's a team player at the same time. So it's like that card, the connection just helps me memorize that, and it's so funny. But she's interesting. She's from Boston. She's a Boston native. and she has a son, Beckett, who she shared with her ex-husband, Vincent Mazou. They were married for 9 years, and then she discovered that she was lesbian and started dating Courtney Kenji. I said that horribly. And they were together for a few years and broke up in 2017. And Jenna even shared how she came out publicly. Someone, I think it was like to the New York Post, someone called her assistant and said, "Oh my God, they have a story about you with Courtney. Would we run it?" And she goes, "Fuck it, run it. Let them run it." Okay, I just told the world. Damn, right? But she takes it with such grace, such authority, and her fashion doesn't suck. She also worked for J. Crew. But the one thing that she was known for this season was giving out gifts, but those gifts were basically products of her name on it, her collaborations of like a serum, a eye mask, a lingerie, talking about lingerie, let's talk about Jessel. Yeah, Jessel Tank, a fashion publicist. I don't like her. She's my least favorite. Yeah. I don't know if you could tell in my voice. I don't know if you could just tell in general, but I'm like, ugh. She's a fashion publicist. She grew up in London, raised in a close yet strict Indian household before moving to New York for the American dream. She married Pivot and has twin boys. Okay, she is a wackadoodle in the weirdest way. I'm like, she's also the one that made that comment saying, "Oh, Tribeca is up and coming." How long have you truly been in New York? If you're saying Tribeca has been up and coming, the fuck? Sorry, I digress. Like I said, she's not my favorite. And then there was another moment with her husband, Pivot, the Thailand trip, because he wants to use his mileage. He wants to use his air miles and turn in a trip. I'm sorry, it sounds like he's like a 24-hour trip. Like he just basically flies to Thailand, get off the plane, turns around, get on another plane to go back home. And basically you're more on the plane than you are in Thailand without your wife. I'm sorry, but I agree with Sai. It's fishy. Like, honestly, if you are, leave it in the comments what you think about that situation. If you watch this new season of New York and that moment, what are your thoughts about their marriage? Like, let's have a conversation about that. And then my second favorite, Bryn, the one who got her shoes stuck in the excavator. Bryn Whitfield, a corporate communicator and marketing consultant plus socialite. She's gorgeous, and rumor has it she's friends with Pandora, who is Lisa Vanderpump's daughter. She was almost on Vanderpump, so wow, right? So yeah, I'm kind of glad she's not on Vanderpump. I'm glad she's a housewife, even though she is one of the single girls. But she all season shocked me. You would think she was that dumb blonde, that like no substance type of girl. No. She as well had a really rough childhood. Her grandmother raised her. And there were moments, just like a really cool moment for me is when she shared her love of antique books. She went into an antique bookstore and was like, "Oh, I'm just here to look. I'm gonna buy like first edition, like all the like my mom's obsessed with books, so it's like for me that was kind of like, that was wicked cool." Brent, if you're watching this, that gave me a girl boner for you, and that gave you like my instinct. Yes, she's a keeper. But she's also like the runaway bride. She likes to get engaged and run away. So, and she's boy hungry because of that. I feel she's very boy hungry, and it's fun to watch, but that got her in trouble this season because why? She hit on Aaron's husband at their vow renewal. It was entertaining to watch. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was, but yeah. But overall, this was a really good reboot, a really good cast of people. I disliked some of them were like, okay, yeah, okay, cool. And I definitely have my favorites. So I would like to know, who are your favorites? Who are your dislikes? Do we have the same favorites? Do we have the same dislikes? And also what other show do you think is going to be should get a reboot? Jersey. No, you don't have to write Jersey if you don't think it, but I do. Yeah, unless you do. But yes, that is this episode. Thank you for watching this week's episode on BravoCon and the latest reboot of Real Housewives of New York. Stay tuned next week. We will be going over the Kardashians. Like, let's just give next week all to the Kardashians like I gave this week to Bravo, right? So stay tuned for that. We're going to be going over all of the Kim and Kourtney drama. We're going to be going over the wackadoodle moments that have happened so far. We're going to talk about Rocky 13, Kylie, Timothy Chalamet, Bad Bunny and Kendall. Shall we go on with this? All right. So make sure you hit follow, make sure you hit subscribe, make sure you tell your friends, share me like the dirty whore that I wish I was. No, I'm kidding. But you get the drift. Hit download, do all the things to tell the algorithm that this podcast is going to be here to stay. You know what I mean. So thank you guys, and don't forget to hit follow also on the TikTok and the Instagram. Connect with me over on Instagram, and let's start the connection.